you Mãe! Verdade, assim. Uga, chaca! Uga! Mãe! Mickey! Fodeu! I mean, I wouldn't anyway, because it's like the rest. Uga, shaka, uga. Mãe. Wow, why so jet? Uga, shaka. Bro, what is mission? Okay, so my card's dead. Why is this? your big boat, dumb bum. Like if you catch a like I lost my check your phone. Like, if you're talking about hard, maybe just like bang. Then catch it. I got it! Wait, I'm gonna catch this at the open expedition. Actually, no, I'm gonna catch that. Like, it's kind of just like a drug just like that. You have 12 megs. How do you know? That's too easy. Does it have any note? say 60. Because I caught some keys in my life. Time to get this sucker up here. Yeah, I'm getting ready with that. I'm just better. Imagine if someone could jolly at me. I got like about. That's okay. I got. It's like heavenly is good. Like you get like it's impossible to get if you don't have heavenly log. Right here. Never got a log. Left 600. Oh, it's like that. They just send me and motherfucker. Well, new weird. Sticking up with the Exclude full. This server's gonna be the lucky one. blood was so close. Beat my meat. Right back on my meat. But first, let's drop a nuke. Of course you want to. Oh, yeah. You ain't getting big. If anyone wanted. I'm gonna give him a mega drop and nuke on his head. Because you big bags. Reset your character in real life. Okay, so you're gonna want to press escape your life, press respawn, and then boom, you're dead. Like the holding service, they can get money. Okay? Like it's not like anybody's gonna give you. Hey, where'd my king sword go? There's not. Let's get in my game. You wanna play that Squid Game?
Join me.
I want something like that. I'm gonna try to get someone that's Meg or not.
What?
I'm trying to get someone that's Meg.
What Meg is it?
Ancient.
You have like a minute left.
Huh?
You have a minute.
For what?
This
This what?
game. Till it starts. 50 seconds.
Is it like the Squid Game?
Yeah.
Look, a Meg spawned.
It did?
Yeah.
I'm gonna join you. Sigma.
Now the backside.
Back to the side.
Like, almost like, I'd say like the middle backside. Never mind, you don't have to go to, I just got it. No, I will. I'm gonna be standing just so like if kids listen, they can just like take out the water.
What are you doing?
So my boy. just like stop flexing, Meg. I got a nuke. Did you stop? Yeah, where's the thing? Still, Max. There's like fishing rods in the ocean by Moosewood. Like by at Moosewood's dock. There's like a fishing rod in like Moosewood dock. Wait, I'm gonna take this kid somewhere where he can level up fast. Finally like sell my thing. I gotta be going in. Never. Yo, Max, you wanna play the one game? You wanna play a Squid game? I'm back. Like for real, gang. For real. For real. What the fuck? Wait, I'm gonna be back like widowy. I'm gonna be like widowy right back. Like for real. you doing? I made it. Let's go.
Tell Carter to do it. Tell Carter to join.
Sticking at your grandfather Whistler. You're so skibidi. You're so phantom tax.
Trash. Can you spot the fake? Round 2, let's begin. If after pouring a drink you leave the cap off for a few weeks until it becomes pretty flat, you might think the soda's carbonation is gone forever. However, if you take a pump cap like this, you can repressurize the bottle with air from the surroundings, and after waiting a couple hours, the carbon dioxide in the air once again dissolves in the liquid and you've recarbonated the drink. If you take an M&M and place it in a bowl of water and wait a few minutes, the food coloring starts to dissolve and the letter M will detach and float to the surface, and you can carefully pick it up. You might have seen that water's surface tension can prevent paper clips from sinking. However, if you take some soap and apply it on your fingers and then dip your fingers in the water gently, the soap causes the paper clips to sink. You've seen all 3 videos now, pause to vote in the comments which one you thought was fake. That means using a pump cap like this won't recarbonate your beverage. I simply swapped out the flat soda with some carbonated soda that was at the same level. 2 of the following videos
If you shoot at a bar of solid gold,
Squid Games.
Let's go. Games, wage, bades. Sigma, ligma, boy, ligma, digma.
If I'm a gardener, then I'm gay. What did we get?
I've got God. Imagine not getting God.
Getting God?
Put your hands up where I can see them. Shots fired! Shots fired! Put your hands up! I don't like this one. No, I can't let Max go. No, Max, stop. Look.
Get them right there. Shoot them.
I don't have to. The gangbanging. Oh, come my titi, my titi. I'm the tagger. I'm gonna beat you. Woo! They're coming up rapidly. Never mind.
Are you it?
No! I know what I know.
Don't get me. Get someone else.
That's what I'm
The
doing.
problem is he is cooked.
How am I not tagging him?
Buddy. Oh my God! Did you, little kid? Where are you going? Get out of my way.
How was I not tagging him? I am safe. For now.
Gas, gas, gas.
Ah!
What happened? I'm good. Are you lit? Uh-oh. There's a person right behind me. That's it. I might be cooked. 2, 1, you're cooked, buddy.
But I died.
Damn, that's... No, you didn't, boy. Get out of here.
You said.
Push.
Ooga shaka, ooga shaka, ooga shaka, ooga shaka, ooga. Gang, jump them, jump them.
I can't see anything.
Imagine, Max, jump these kids. Wow, what's he swinging at, Mike? Max, get this kid, get this kid.
Jump him.
Slay! Get this kid. I'm going for this kid.
He's going for the left, I go for the right side. How's that?
No, Max. This kid, get him, get him.
I'm getting beat up. This little kid won't leave me. Behind you.
Get him, Max.
Can't do anything, my man. Get him. Oh my. Beat him up. I got you. Get out of here, boy.
You go that way.
Corner.
Corner him. I wish the guns did something. Get him, Max. Get him. Max,
Running from me.
you're sorry.
This little kid is such a scaredy cat. Beat him up, bro. Beat him up. Beat him. Kill him, bro. My gosh, he missed, bro. Oh, wow. Bro, he's such a pussy. Oh, he didn't even try to fight back. As soon as little bro got
I called him an ussy.
I know, he started killing me. He started running away as soon as he got low because he knew he would die if he got in the game.
Who said that, Mike? You, Mike?
Oh, I have a triangle.
Don't hit me. Blood's a sissy.
Where's that one guy at?
Follow the sissy. Follow the sissy.
Did he survive?
Sadly. He's up here. He's up here. He's up here. He's up here.
Push him off. Get out of here.
I kind of want to use my secret for this time. Dude, this. Oh!
And not even that much people alive.
Bro.
Yo, if you were out here.
Yo, bro.
Oh my, this guy's speed running.
Ooh, oh, oh, oh!
Bro, he's literally just bro. He jumped in the middle. Nah.
Oh gosh, Shaka. It's all straight. It's all straight. It's all straight. Max, it's all straight. It's all straight. I swear. Okay, dude? I'm not gonna lie to you. It's all straight. Just go. Just go. See, I told you it was all straight. Monkey. Ow! That hit me. And that 112 person is me.
If we kill one person here, then it'll be fair. Wait, no, those little kids revived. Yo, look for that one guy. Look for that one guy. Where is he? Look for him. I think he died. Hell.
Oh my goodness.
Jump that person up here. Jump him, jump him, jump him.
This is bullshit.
He's running like a baby.
Wait, should we try to get that same person?
Yeah, go for this girl.
Ooga!
He's dead. He's...
Max, I'm gonna jump this kid because there's a guard.
Don't kill the kid.
Max. Max, stop! Get her! Run!
I'm running. I'm stepping on the gas.
I drink gas.
Oh shoot, the front man's coming after me.
Max, he's sold.
Did he die?
Max, go into the hiding spot. Did
you kill that guy? Did you kill that one guard?
No, I can't.
Did you not kill him?
I can't kill that dumb bozo.
Did he run into the safe zone like a baby? I'm spamming right now.
You're so lame.
No, we're winning. We're winning.
You can't.
We're losing. No, we're about to die. I'm dead. We're dead. Go. Yes. Come on. Let's go. Yes. Oh, yes, sir. Let's go.
Move! Ooga shaka. Max, I always go for even.
Why?
Because if you get it right, you get more. But if you get it wrong, you could. Told you.
It wasn't even. I'm gonna go for even again.
got this. Oh my god. Max, they're getting headshotted over there. They're getting two pumped. Man, they are getting assaulted. If you don't want to end up like them, you gotta do it. Get teabag, get teabag.
Let's go! Even again? It was just even, odd, even, odd. Or it was like that the whole time. Why is there so much people?
Max, get on my head. Get on my head.
Why?
Get on my head. Just do it. Some people can't hit you.
I can get hit even if I'm on. They can just jump.
I know, but they would have to jump to hit you.
Yo, I'm getting pushed.
Get this bozo. Get this bozo.
My bad.
Jump him. Jump him. My bad.
I'm getting shoved across the map.
Like a real gang. Hey, you don't push him. Get out. My bad, Max.
Oh, what are you doing?
I didn't mean a super push you.
You did it on purpose.
I did not do that on purpose.
I came back. Push, bro. Can I stop getting pushed, bro? Alright, I'm going for this.
That was in the channel.
I'm doing this for hurting him. Ow.
Tag.
Yes, sir. I'm him.
In your dreams.
I'm cooked. I'm cooked.
For real.
I kind of need some help. I'm dead. Oh my god, how did... I'm 1 HP.
I got hit from
I'm dead.
Imagine.
Bro, I'm getting double teamed. Like, I'm going to do not get it. They're not getting it.
Max, that just means that they like mint.
Bro, they literally teaming up with each other. They're not even killing each other, bro. Kill him. Fuck them. And guys are just poking him.
These nuts. I got kicked. I did, but I got kicked. I can't join back because I got kicked. I did join a server, big bat.
Are you in a server right now?
Yeah. Hold up, I'ma just like use some codes.
Huh?
I'm using some codes.
I don't know how to do codes.
Yes. It says 5K. Oh. I am just sending you a picture of the codes. Stinky poo poo. Ay 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 ay. Funny.
Yo, you wanna play some Roblox on VR?
No, I know.
I am.
Dummy, you're gonna chat like for me. Sticking out my gap for the whistle. I am Skippy D. I am Venom Dagza.
These are the most unsettling communities on the internet. Some so despicable, they've been kicked off the web permanently. This is the disturbing online communities iceberg. Let's start at the tip. Level 1. Flat Earth Society. Today, most of the world believes the Earth is a giant spherical ball spinning around in space. But in ancient times, the Earth was believed to be a flat disk floating in the ocean. For the time, it explained how ships would sail off toward the horizon and often never return. Literal phrases like ends or edges of the Earth were used among ancient philosophers and poets like Homer. Aristotle was the first to say that the Earth was spherical. By the 15th century, it was accepted. Yet today, many believe he is wrong, and the number keeps growing thanks to groups like the Flat Earth Society, created by Samuel Shenton in 1956. The group's first goal was to convince children of school age that the Earth was flat before they were taught it was round in school. The argument was that if no one taught children they lived on a ball, they would never have considered it. When the first satellite entered space and sent images showing Earth as a sphere, Flat Earth believers insisted that the picture had been doctored. They published articles in scientific magazines arguing that the idea of a spinning globe was a conspiracy and that the moon landing had been faked. Global institutions and space agencies, particularly NASA, were all conspiring to conceal the truth. It's a message they go all out to spread. Flat Earth conventions are held worldwide, with speakers presenting on topics like space is fake and fake Earth, with awards for the year's best Flat Earth-related videos. While you might not get an invitation to these events, Flat Earth online accounts across YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter have hundreds of thousands of followers. And they have supporters from the average Joe to high-profile individuals like basketball player Kyrie Irving to rapper B.O.B. One of their most significant proofs for them is the UN logo, which they believe is the actual Flat Earth map. They are clear that when you get to the edge of the Earth, you don't just fall off. Antarctica is alleged to be an ice wall barrier around the edge to stop anyone from slipping off, which is great news, I guess. r/neckbeard nests. Most people feel a healthy amount of disgust when they see an extremely cluttered, dirty living space, but not the subreddit Neckbeard Nests. Started in 2014 and with more than 300,000 members, the Reddit group is entirely made up of uploads of disturbing images of the messiest, dirtiest living spaces imaginable. The members have a fascination with the unhygienic and bleak lifestyle of extreme hoarders. The worse the mess, the better. Some of these are cluttered, but most are just plain unsanitary. One or two even have piles of water bottles filled with human urine lying around. Many people are disgusted at their lifestyle, and several posters expose their family, friends, and roommates. Yet, the Neckbeard Nests subreddit might be one of the more surprisingly wholesome corners of the internet.
No way. No way. Look at it all. Look at it. Yo. Okay now, bro.
It's a lot of people owning up to whatever addictions, depressions, or mental issues that led them to their current situation. But there's also a lot of support and encouragement to clean up and look after themselves. When someone who used to post pictures of a very cluttered space shows their room in a better condition, you can almost see the love and the hugs in the comments as they give tips on how to start recovery. Level 2. Our Hot Wives. You might think of a hot wife as a compliment someone gets for having a very attractive partner, but online it means something completely different. Our Hot Wives is an online community for men who get off on cuckoldry and voyeurism. But this isn't your run-of-the-mill open marriage. These men not only fantasize about their wives being in sexual relationships with other men.
Started insisting a lot for me to get to know other people and go on dates.
They actively seek out partners for their wives.
Then my husband downloaded Tinder for me, chose the pictures, wrote my bio, and just asked me to start swiping. And if I liked anyone, I could go on a date.
And often share stories and photos. Sometimes the husband might want or even partake in a threesome. Other times, hearing the details of what went down is all he needs.
Or even make a video for him to see how much fun I had.
They get off on the idea that other men desire their hot wife, but she always comes back to them. In the same way hot wives exist, there's also the far less common hot husband, where women enjoy seeing their husband with another woman. R/crippling alcoholism. Booze, juice, poison. Whatever you call it, alcoholic beverages have been in existence in society, and it isn't going anywhere. Even the Christian Bible talks about how Jesus turned water into wine 2,000 years ago. Like anything, alcohol is addictive, and some drinkers have a strong, often uncontrollable desire to drink at a level that harms the drinker. Most times it's pretty easy to tell alcoholics from non-alcoholics. It's really hard to miss the drunken walk or puking in a taxi.
What are you doing? Yo! What's going on?
But not all alcoholics are clear-cut. There's a subreddit group called Crippling Alcoholism, where members are all over the college scene of beer pong, keg stands, and underage drinking. These drinkers are all grown up. They work, pay their bills, and maintain good relationships with family and friends. On the outside, they appear to be living a great normal life in every way but one. They cannot function normally without alcohol. And as time goes on, they need more and more to get the effects they want. On the Reddit group, they're a bit more upfront about their drinking, casually mentioning knocking back 15 glasses of beer in one night. But even if they are not open about it, over time, the damage that comes with taking in so much alcohol eventually catches up. One Reddit user who lost his wife was shocked to find out that she had died from hepatitis A-induced liver failure. It was only after her death that he snooped around and found out that she essentially drank herself to death. While hepatitis A doesn't kill most of the time, provided you don't have an underlying liver condition, his wife's almost had no liver when she got ill, and 24 hours later, she was dead. He never even knew she had a drinking problem. Criminal fandoms. Criminals, bad guys, villains. You'd think the only place these people get a pass is in movies, but in the real world, many people love these criminals. After notorious cannibalistic serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer murdered and dismembered 17 men and boys, the flesh and bones of several bodies were found in his fridge. He was caught after one of his victims escaped and the police found 74 snapshots of mutilated bodies in his bedside drawer, but he posed them in actually suggestive positions. And yet, after Dahmer was found guilty and locked up to pay for his crimes, he received hundreds of letters and even marriage proposals like he was a celebrity. And to several people, he was. People and fandoms that idolize criminals. Things went a step further when Hollywood made movies that focused on them. After Netflix released the true crime mover Monster, The Jeffrey Dahmer Story, people created fan clubs, cosplayed him on social media, and even manufactured merchandise. Some even got their children to dress as him for Halloween. Dahmer wasn't the only one. Serial killer Ted Bundy even had fans in the courtroom and received piles of fan mail, from marriage proposals to lewd photos. Others created Tumblr fan pages of crime scene photos, as well as photos and videos from these criminals. Things get incredibly crazy if the criminals are attractive, like Cameron Herring. In 2018, he was illegally street racing, reaching speeds of over 160 miles per hour in residential streets, and he crashed into a mother who was pushing her daughter in a stroller, immediately killing them both. TikTok pages, Facebook groups, and Twitter accounts pleaded for his release, saying he was too cute to be in jail. After Cameron was sentenced to 24 years behind bars, the campaign kicked into gear. Some are making up excuses for him, petitioning for his release, and showing stills of him in court. Meanwhile, many of these people don't even know the name of the kid and mother whose life he carelessly ended. 4chan users. Launched in 2003, 4chan is an established image board website with 20 million visitors monthly and 900,000 new posts per day. Users don't need to sign up. Discussions happen anonymously without moderation. It was created to discuss anime. Today, it has topics ranging from video games to adult content, and has also been linked to extreme political ideologies and criminal behavior. Several mass shooters have also posted manifestos on these platforms, along with links to live streams of their crimes. One of them was Peyton Gendry. He had learned about the Great Replacement conspiracy theory, a white nationalist theory he learned about when he started using 4chan in 2000. On May 14, 2022, he released a manifesto on 4chan before the mass shooting at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York, USA. He targeted and killed 10 black shoppers. Another time, a 20-year-old Canadian named Steven decided to take his own life by setting his room on fire and streaming it on 4chan. 4chan users encouraged him to go ahead. Some even complained that they couldn't see clearly. Autogynephilia forums. From voyeurism to exhibitionism, fetishes come in all shapes and sizes, but autogynephilia is a cross between a kink and a lifestyle. It's quite different from the run-of-the-mill kinks. It's when a man turns his body into the person or thing he is attracted to, usually a woman or feminine behaviors. These men get sexually aroused by the thought of themselves as females, so they either cross-dress or act like women. Like-minded men get together in autogynephile forums where treatments like hormone therapy and gender reassignment surgery are often suggested as a natural progression to autogynephilia. While some men see it as a psychological condition that they have learned to live with, others go the route of transition. Level 3. The Silk Road. In the 2nd century, the Silk Road was an intricate web of land and sea routes connecting several parts of Europe to Asia. It got its name from silk textiles, a major commodity in early China. Today, the Silk Road refers to a marketplace, but the last thing people there were buying was silk. The modern Silk Road was a darknet market that came into the limelight in 2011 after a tax agent found a post about the website on an online forum. Buyers and sellers could only reach this site using networks designed to conceal their identities, like Tor. They also made payments with Bitcoin. The Silk Road generated hundreds of millions of dollars selling products in over 200 categories. While drugs were the best-selling items, illegal commodities like guns, hacking services, and fake identities were also sold. For years, the FBI tried to bring down the illegal site. It was probably 2 years before they identified the creator, Ross William Ulbricht. They seized his laptop and shut down the site. Ulbricht would spend the rest of his life in prison for trafficking, computer hacking, and money laundering. Over the years, different versions of the Silk Road have popped up: Alphabay, Dream Market, and Hydra. Each one gets shut down, but they only keep finding more sophisticated ways to cover their tracks. Docspin. Docspin was a document sharing and publishing website where people were encouraged to contribute valuable personal data of a person and their family members. It wasn't just names, addresses, and phone numbers. It exposed things like social security numbers, bank routing information, and credit card information. When it started in May 2011, some thought Docspin would go after deserving political targets like Anonymous, but that wasn't the case. Docspin quickly became one of the most malicious and notorious sites on the dark web. Just about anyone could get doxxed on Docspin. The most common were irate kids seeking revenge on Xbox Live opponents. They would get a target's IP address, track down their data and personal information, and share it to the site. Once they have this information, they can do anything, like make up scenarios and swat them. YouTuber Kerry Holtzman was a victim of one of these swatting incidents. He ran a channel repairing and modding computers. After he got doxxed on Docspin, Kerry was swatted and got threatening calls on his phone at all hours.
Then I'm gonna say, good.
What's
I'm
in it
glad
for
that
me?
there's-
What do I get? Apart from the interruption of my day,
What do you want?
I want an apology. I want you to acknowledge what you did was a complete waste of taxpayer time and money, and there
How
should
was
be
it
a
a waste of
process.
time?
There should be a process to verify these calls.
They told him they would hire a hitman or order drugs using his address so he would be arrested for drug possession. A month later, true to their word, a vial of drugs was delivered at his home. Unfortunately, Kerry had mentioned it to the police and handed the bottle over to them. In 2014, the FBI and Europol launched a joint operation to shut down several illegal sites on the dark web, including Docspin. Like many of these sites, seizing a domain doesn't put an end to it. Docspin is still alive and kicking. In 2019, 32 journalists who wrote opposing views on neonazis were doxxed on Docspin and targeted. Many received threats and were swatted by the police. Bareback exchange. In the 1980s, HIV and AIDS were first identified in the United States. Fear about the deadly disease spread, and the images of people dying rapidly and horribly didn't help. And people diagnosed with the disease were largely ostracized and stigmatized, which was what made it so iconic when Diana shook hands with people infected with the disease in the 90s. Fast forward to the 2000s, and some people were doing much more than shaking hands. The group most affected by the disease were gay and bisexual men. Rather than face social death, some of them got together and created a community called the Bareback Exchange. They had been living with the virus for decades and didn't care anymore. Instead, they saw sharing the virus as a way to one-up the virus. Gay men who had the virus would have unprotected sex with those who didn't at bareback parties. For them, transmitting the disease was seen as a gift, a way to connect with one another. That might sound romantic, but the infected people don't always tell their partners that they have HIV. It's only when the other person starts experiencing symptoms and goes in for tests that they realize they now have an incurable disease.
6 days later from that wonderful, wonderful first date, I actually ended up in the hospital with unexplained symptoms that now turn out to be HIV related.
One of them was Daryl Rowe, who infected 5 men he had unprotected sex with.
Had I hadn't protected to them, then I can say
Shit.
Yeah.
You made a mistake.
Ankles. Anky winkles, wanky bankles, tank, wank, tank. Hey, hey. Hoop, hoop.
Sabotaged the condoms of another 5.
I've ripped the condom. I hope you felt my semen inside you.
After they had sex, Daryl would then send mocking messages to them, revealing his HIV status to them. This sociopath was sentenced to life in prison. Twin Flames Universe. The idea of twin flames started after English novelist Marie Corelli in her 1886 novel A Romance of Two Worlds. The idea of two people who have a divine connection and were destined for each other. People have no control over who their twin flame is, and they just have to accept whoever the person turns out to be. One Michigan couple, Jeffrey Devine and Megan Plant, also known as Shalia Ayan, was determined to help people find their twin flames. Calling themselves Father Christ and Mother Christ, they released hundreds of online videos about twin flame relationships on blogs, Facebook pages, and YouTube channels. They had thousands of people believing their teachings. In 2017, they founded Twin Flames Universe, and for $4,444, they could access more exclusive videos and one-on-one mind alignment coaching with the founders to help them find their twin flame. Once they jumped through hoops and brought more people to buy the course, Jeff and Shalia gave them the name of their twin flame. And once a member had it, they had to make that union happen. Often they ended up getting blocked or even taken to court for stalking. In 2014, Ryan Gosling filed a restraining order against one member who had been told he was her twin flame. That's not the craziest thing someone following their cult has done. Jeff and Shalia insisted there can only be a masculine and a feminine, but sometimes they assigned a same-sex person as the twin flame. Some cult members have undergone gender reassignment surgery and changed their names so that they can become the gender the cult leaders felt they should be. Several people who have left the group have described it as a cult, even though the group has been heavily criticized and is now the subject of the Amazon Prime documentary Desperately Seeking Soulmate Escaping Twin Flames Universe, and the true crime Netflix documentary Escaping Twin Flames. People are still trooping in through their doors, hoping to swipe their credit cards for a chance to be told who their twin flame is. Real Vampire Community, RVC. For most of us, vampires are fictional creatures that have no reflections, feed on blood, and can be repelled with garlic. But what if I told you these creatures are real and live among us? Enter real-life vampires. They might not be allergic to garlic, but they might live normal lives, working jobs and dealing with daily commutes. But they are vampires. These vampires come together to form communities both online and offline. The rules and rituals aren't the same in all vampire communities. Some believe that if they do not feed or spend too long in the sun, they will become ill or even die, while others do not. Some feed on blood from consenting donors like partners and loved ones, while others feed on psychic energy and sex. But the vampire community is very low-key about their beliefs out of fear of retribution or being judged. Even though they have a love-hate relationship with vampire movies like Twilight, they believe that Hollywood's enduring romance with vampire movies and series shows the humanity of vampires, and that one day they could truly be accepted and live publicly as vampires. Level 4. Otaku culture and obsession. One Punch Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, and One Piece are just a few of the anime that have hit the most liked status on Netflix. Yet, while anime and manga might be popular and trendy today, back in the 1960s when they first hit the Japanese screens, their fandom was largely people recognized as freaks, geeks, and nerds. As they grew older, some of these fans became increasingly involved with anime and manga. to the point where many became social outcasts and more obsessed with the fantasy world of anime, manga, and even delving into hentai. All across Tokyo, Japan, otakus have large collections of manga and videos, but no one thought they were a danger to society until July 23rd, 1989, when police arrested a 27-year-old Japanese man called Tsutomu Miyazaki after a father saw him taking photos of his age daughter. She was the lucky one. Miyazaki was later linked to the little girl he admitted and murdered 4 girls. The police found over 5,000 videotapes of anime films in his house. Some speculated that being an otaku had driven Miyazaki to murder. Suddenly, otakus became a negative stereotype of compulsive, antisocial behavior. Law enforcement began to suspect otakus of sex crimes. During his trial, Miyazaki spoke irrationally and spent his time sketching a cartoon character called Ratman. He claimed Ratman was the alter ego that had killed the girls. Miyazaki and the Ratman were executed by hanging in 2008. Since then, the stigma around otaku has reduced as more and more people publicly self-identify as otakus, including a former Prime Minister of Japan. It's now seen as just a regular old hobby. Columbiners. April 20th, 1999 was supposed to have been a regular school day at Columbine High School in Colorado, U.S. The day would end in terror after what was, at the time, the deadliest high school shooting in the U.S. After a year of planning, 12th grade students Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold had shown up to the school armed with guns and bullets. They would murder 12 students and 1 teacher and injure many others before turning their guns on themselves. At the time, it was the deadliest high school shooting in U.S. history. They left behind several journal writings and home videos. In the videos, the shooters bragged about how many they would kill, showing off their guns while referencing the massacre. Figuring out how they would hide the weapons in their clothes, counting down to the massacre, and making goodbye messages to their families. After the shooting, a fandom that called itself the Columbiners emerged. They took to YouTube, making tributes to the shooters before moving to Tumblr when YouTube cracked down on them. Today, they're on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Many of them weren't even alive when the shooting happened. They've made up a story romanticizing Harris and Klebold as victims of the system. A pair of lonely outcasts and a clique of misfits called the Trenchcoat Mafia, who had taken on the jocks to avenge years of bullying, even though they were never outcasts and ridiculed nobodies. While some Columbiners stuck with creating these warped stories, others took things a step further. 23-year-old Lindsay Sovanarath was so obsessed with high school shootings and the Columbine High School massacre in particular that she had a blog with the headline, School Shooter Chic. There, she would put up memes about the shooters and eventually connect with 19-year-old James Gamble, another fan of school shootings, and the two got talking about doing a mass killing of their own.
Another place he mentioned was a library. I thought that shooting up a library would send the wrong message, and I just didn't want to copy Columbine too closely, so I didn't really go with that one.
But the police got wind of their plans and arrested her as she flew into Canada from the U.S. to meet James. She was sentenced to life with parole. As for James, he killed himself when he saw police outside his parents' home. But not all these shootings get thwarted. The Columbine shooting inspired more than 50 mass shootings in several countries, including the U.S., Finland, Brazil, and the Netherlands. And each of these shooters gets their very own fans who go on to talk about them like victims, ignoring the people's lives they ended. Looksmax.org. Many times when a conversation about beauty standards and the pressure to fit in comes up, the target is usually women. Then Looksmax.org happened and leveled the playing field. It was a site that told you what was wrong with your looks for a price. Men, mostly incels, uploaded their pictures, and anonymous members rate their features based on how far they were from the perfect, attractive man who was buff with chiseled jaws, pouty lips, and hunter's eyes. The tips came in two types: regular advice like a new hairstyle or using moisturizers. Other times, they were vicious with recommendations to go under the knife or even end their lives. One of the most famous figures championing this switch from rejects to gods in the early 2010s was Russian-born amateur bodybuilder Aziz Sergeyevich Shavarashan, popularly known as Ziz. He was very popular, amassing tens of thousands of followers. While Ziz never admitted to using steroids, his brother Saeed was pretty open about it. Many people pointed to steroid use as the culprit when, at 22, Ziz died from an undiagnosed heart condition. For a short time, looks-maxing died down, but picked up again in the 2020s on sites like TikTok and Reddit, attracting a new demographic of teenage boys. One of the most popular buzzwords is mewing, a tongue exercise that allegedly squares up the jaw. Those who haven't seen the results they wanted have gone under the knife to get chin surgeries. The 10,000-pound surgery involves sawing a part of the mouth and a titanium plate. Most times, one operation is not enough, and they fall into the cycle of getting more and more work done. The sad case of James Sapphire, popularly known as Curly Head James. At 14, he had posted a picture of himself on Looksmax and asked for a rating on his eyes. The response James got was downright brutal. In the following years, James fell into the rabbit hole, chasing more and more procedures. He became a caricature of his former self. R9K. The R9K board on the forum website 4chan started as an experiment to see what would happen if a board was left to do its own thing. Turns out it could, and members of the board who were loners and hermits shared stories of socially awkward situations they were involved in. The board became popular with incels. They resented women and blamed many for their problems. Like many incels, members of R9K are also prone to violence. On September 30th, 2015, an ominous message on the board warned people about going to school. Members of the forum supported him, even advising him to bring a knife, target an all-girls school, and the best weapon to carry. The next day, Christopher Harper Mercer showed up at the Umpqua Community College campus in Oregon, United States. He shot and killed 9 people and injured 8 others before turning the gun on himself. He left a 6-page typewritten manifesto complaining about being a lonely virgin. Christopher also critiqued the methods of other mass killers and praised the misogynist incel behind the 2014 Isla Vista killings. 4chan's pole board crusaders. By now, we already know 4chan is pretty much the Wild West of the internet. But in 2011, even 4chan's founder created a board just for overtly xenophobic and racist comments and memes. It was called Pol, short for politically incorrect, like a containment board for all things political. In time, the board became popular with far-right movements and quickly became the most active board on the site. There have been many political incidents linked to the Pol board. In 2016, Google introduced a program to censor abusive language like the N-word. Users of the Pol board created a secret code using popular words like Google, Skype, and Skittle to replace the slurs. Skittle meant Muslims, Google replaced the N-word, and Skype referred to Jews. The plan was to get so many using the word that Google would censor its name. In 2017, a user called Q began posting what would become the QAnon conspiracy theory on the board. They also organized the It's Okay to Be White campaign, putting up posters on streets in the United States, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom. Their mission is pretty much to drive up negative attitudes towards the left, minorities, and progressive liberals, anti-Semitism, and racism. Level 5. Guinea pigging community. Back in the day, trials were performed on prisoners and soldiers, testing dangerous chemicals on them and exposing them to radiation. but it was only outlawed in the 1970s. Then came the guinea pigs.
Can't coordinate anything. You can hardly walk, and your mind is going so many different directions.
For every medicine sold in a drugstore, thousands have volunteered at clinical trials to test if they are safe and effective for humans. And it's not just medical. Using people for experiments on military vehicles and escape hatches also happened to check if pilots and army personnel would survive different situations. These research subjects, affectionately called guinea pigs, don't do it because they're selflessly trying to help society. Many college students have signed up for research and experiments in exchange for extra credit or some pocket money. But what was just an option for cash-strapped students is now a source of income for others. Some people jump from trial to earn as much money as possible quickly. Usually, the riskier and more invasive procedures bring in the best bucks, so they sign up taking drugs they don't need to get some quick cash. Because pharmaceutical companies need guinea pigs for their tests, they get away with many unethical things, like trying to use dying people for tests. But with desperate guinea pigs out there, there's no stopping them. Stormfront. When white supremacist and former Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, Don Black, was arrested for plotting to overthrow a Caribbean island government, he was sentenced to 3 years behind bars. But Black spent his time in jail productively learning to code. When Black got out, he set up Stormfront in 1995. It was the first ever hate site on the World Wide Web to be associated with white supremacy. The logo was a Celtic cross.